The following program is a public service of Gulf Coast State College, WKGC, and Commodore Productions. And now, the Military Hour with Cary Dieter.
Welcome to another edition of Military Hour. We have a very special guest with us today. We have Miss Pam Mathis, who is the past president of the Auxiliary Unit at American Legion Post 392, Oak Avenue, Panama City. Pam, always good to see you.
Good to see you.
I know you got a lot of information to share and pass along, so you got a couple, two or three things going. Start where you want and just fill us in so we know what's happening.
Okay, let's start with one that's really near and dear to my heart. As you know, for the last couple of years, I have hosted at 392 the Welcome Home Vietnam.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, last year, after an act of Congress and Donald Trump signed into law on March the 28th last year, that each year forward on March the 29th would be National Vietnam War Veteran Day.
Yes, ma'am.
And so this year I'm going to be presenting our first ceremony for our National Vietnam War Veterans Day, which will be followed by, of course, some chicken and great vegetables and a beautiful cake. We love to put on this ceremony. It's probably one of my favorites that we do at the Post because it means so much to the Vietnam veterans, yes, to be honored.
And if you will, to quickly clarify, you have done these celebrations before, but now you're going with the official name that President Trump decreed.
Absolutely. 46 years after the end of the war, or after they signed the paper for them to start bringing them home, they finally are going to do the right thing by our Vietnam veterans. I was a little child back in those days, and I don't remember a lot, but you know, I've told a few people this story. I remember in 1991-92 standing on the Cooper River Bridge in Charleston, South Carolina. The entire two bridges was filled, both sides. American flags going, you know, what is that bridge, a mile and a half long? And the ship coming up underneath the bridge with all of the Navy personnel standing there at attention. And that was the first time I had ever seen a big homecoming. And it was the most amazing thing I'd ever witnessed in my life. And then after talking and hearing the stories that I'd heard from Vietnam veterans, what a vast difference in the way our community sees our veterans now and then. Complete turnaround. And we can't do anything to change what happened.
Right.
But we can now step up and say, your service was worth it. We love you. We thank you for your service. And I know that you are one of those people.
And we know what we did. We did our jobs, and what we did was just, and it was right.
Exactly.
And so we didn't get the recognition. And not to be flippant, but we do appreciate it when we hear it. But, and forgive us for this, it's not just me, there's a lot of us out there. It is a little late coming, but again, we appreciate it. So, and appreciate what you're doing here.
Absolutely, and we will continue.
Tell me the food is free, and I'll be real happy.
The food is free.
I love it.
The food is free. Ceremony will start at 6 o'clock. We'll lock the compound down, so we're asking all Vietnam veterans to please be there between 5:30 or 5:15 and 5:30, so we can get you signed in and ready to walk through the flag line. We have a lot of people that's helping me put this together, and we're gonna do it right, just like we always do. And then following the ceremony, of course, we're going to have the free food in the back. I'm going to have the room all decorated up, patriotic, and lots of giveaways. And only the Vietnam veterans will be eligible for the giveaways. And there's going to be some pretty good ones this year.
Yeah, well, if I get one, I get one. If I don't, I don't. But my joy is when I'm there and I get to see a lot of the brothers that I know. And so, you know.
I received a pin for my shirt from one of the gentlemen 2 years ago, and it's a little angel, and he really thanked me for for the efforts that we put forth for this when I was the president. So, but even though I'm not the president anymore, I will continue to do, especially this event, because this is one that's very near and dear.
And your good work is following you. A lot of people may not realize that out in the community, but when someone such as Pam does, Miss Mathis does, start a worthwhile program or celebration, normally it continues on, the baton is passed. And in your case, you're still doing this one.
Yeah,
so,
it's going to take a little bit for me to want to give this one up. Because I remember standing there the first time that I put this on, and just the gratitude that I felt from the people. And so I knew that it was very worth my time, every ounce of energy.
Sure.
Try to make it a little different every year, so we'll hopefully have a few surprises this year that you've not seen. Of course, Tammy's going to sing for us, and Carol will run some music for us. And but it takes a team of people to put this together, to get us our donations for our prizes and such. And then Piggly Wiggly on 15th, I can't say enough about them. The food is always amazing, and they donate that full sheet cake every single time that I go to them.
Good deal.
And so they will be they will be taking care of our food again this year. So that's pretty much everything about this one, unless you have a question.
Well, I want to reiterate.
Okay.
29 March, 1800, 6 p.m. Non-vets get there about 5:30.
Yes.
But public can come earlier as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then the ceremony will start promptly at 6.
Yes.
Okay, good deal. So you hear that, brothers and sisters? Come on out, be there. Great post, great celebration. And Pam does a tremendous amount of work to put it all together, her and her team. So what else we got going?
Well, this year, for the very first time, Angel Kiefer, who's one of the auxiliary members, is putting together an Easter egg hunt for our children and youth.
Fine young lady.
I believe it starts at 1:30, and then they're going to follow that up with a potluck dinner at 2:30. So if anybody's interested in getting involved in that, maybe helping Angel with baskets or decorating eggs or hiding eggs, I'm sure that I'll be out there. Hopefully my grandbaby will be.
I was going to say, this is geared for the children, correct?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Good deal.
So that's a lot of fun. I've headed up the children and youth program for the last 3 years, but we've never done an Easter egg hunt. It's always Halloween and Christmas that I put on. So again, always good to see auxiliary members come step up, new ideas.
Sure.
And I also know that spring break will be coming up, and Lydia Garski did a science fair at the post last year for the children, and she's planning on doing it again this year. So you definitely, if you've got children or grandchildren in the area, go by the post and get a calendar. I don't have one with me today. I think their spring break is actually the 1st of April or the first week of April.
Okay.
So that might be coming out in April. So, but we always try to have fun and interesting things for our post members and our children and youth. And
excuse me one second. In relation to that, if you will send me a copy of 392's calendar, I will be happy to put it up on Military Hour Facebook page. That way it's accessible. People can print it, see what's going on.
Absolutely.
And that's open to any and every post in Bay County. You send me your calendar of activities, I will post them on Military Hour Facebook page.
Yes.
So.
Okay. And the last thing that I have going on is Nick Pineapple Arnold.
One of my met him, you'll love him.
One of my favorite people.
Guy.
If you've ever been to Patches for pizza and wings, you probably know Pineapple.
Yep.
But he has gotten his real estate license, and he is going to be coming to work with me at 5 Star Realty, and we're going to be having a home buyer seminar. Now I'm going to try to do a buying seminar, a seller's seminar, preparing your home for sale, helping people to improve their credit score so that they can buy. There'll be a series of seminars, but this is going to be our very first one.
Good deal.
I do more listing, and I do a lot of VA foreclosures. During the first 3 days that the property is on the market, because there's so few foreclosures now compared to 2 years ago.
Good. Sorry to say, but good.
We get multiple offers. The last one I had on a very heavily trafficked street in our area, I had 22 offers.
Oh, goodness.
So, with that being said, I see all the offers. So I try not to write offers during the first 3 days. So I'm going to try to help and train Pineapple to work with buyers. And that way he could have those opportunities that I turn away. Sure. Because I don't want to be that girl that saw all the offers. You know what I mean? And then my guy won. That's not really fair.
Right.
So to keep my integrity unquestioned, I just choose not to do that. But we're going to focus on home buyers. We have partnered with a lender, a home inspector, a home appraiser, and a title company.
Oh, good.
All will be coming to the post to kind of explain what their function is. They'll have some cards in case anybody would like to use their services, but it's more a question and answer kind of thing, because a lot of people say, well, why do I need to hire a home inspector when the VA is going to send an inspector?
Even if you're building a new home, it's worth the money to hire an inspector.
I agree, but the VA doesn't send a home inspector, they send a home appraiser.
Right.
And there's a big difference. He is going to check the roof, he is going to check the air conditioner, the main components. But those little things that he's not even going to notice is why you hire the home inspector.
Exactly.
So they'll explain a lot more about what they look for, what they charge, how they do their reports, what it means to have that in your arsenal later, if anything were to go wrong, and why you're paying all this money out to all these different people, because it's quite expensive when you're getting ready to purchase a home. You know that, right?
I'm going to share something with you.
Okay.
And you know I love my wife, no questions. When we bought our last property, I'm hiring all these people, mold, AC, building structure. And I'm writing the checks and I'm paying. She's like, why are you doing that? I'm like, honey, 2 reasons. One, the most important is we make sure everything is functional and operating properly in the house. And if any defects are found, now that helps us negotiate a lower price too, because it's got to be fixed.
Right.
She's like, oh. I said, yeah, do it on new ones too, not just previously owned. So.
Right. So there's a lot that goes into it, and our goal is to make sure that our veterans, and we work with anybody.
Sure.
But we're hosting this at American Legion Post 392, and if any other VSOs would like to have a home buyer seminar, we'll be glad to come to Sherman, to the VFWs, whatever. We're absolutely
other legions.
We're family. Good. So we're happy to go anywhere and talk to any group of people that might have these. But our goal is to help our veterans in buying and selling, and we're going to arm them with the knowledge and with a team of people who can make sure that they don't get taken advantage of.
There you go. Yeah.
Because some of our younger active duty people, they're only going to be here 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And there's so many different options available if they know they're only going to be here a short period of time, and we have to make sure that in 3 years when they get ready to sell it, they're not going to be upside down on it.
Yeah.
So
then they can't sell it, then they're stuck with it.
Right, and many of them, I do VA foreclosures. These are veterans who have lost their homes.
Right.
So we want to make sure that I have to go find listings elsewhere and not VA foreclosures.
Yeah, because you're going to have Pineapple look at all the new stuff comes in.
Right.
So, good idea.
Right.
That's like...
We'll be a good team.
Yeah, but it's like you're handing money off preliminarily to help him get going.
Well, we have to.
So that's good.
You need somebody that's going to help you get your foot in the door and swim and not sink, because a lot of the new realtors don't make it
Right.
past their first year or two. It's very expensive to be a realtor.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of them don't make it past that first year, because if you're not selling, you're not making any money, and
No
you got to go
commish.
get a job.
No commish.
That's right. So
standard rate on real estate commissions now, what, 6%, something like that?
that's pretty standard for
Commercial
this area.
still 10 or something.
I'm
going by years ago. It used to be.
I don't do a whole lot of commercials, so I don't know. And there's really no standard. We see fluctuations in the commission. It's really how much that company or that agent even can make some changes if their broker gives them that leverage.
So what you just said is could be negotiable, yeah.
Could be.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. I try not to negotiate my worth.
Well, I understand.
But sometimes if it means helping that person because they are upside down, then sometimes you have to do what you have to do.
Now, I've got a question just because I'm curious about it, and I personally wouldn't do this. Don't have the expertise, don't want to learn, and just don't want to do it. But some people will try and sell their own home and for sale by owner. Mm-hmm. Isn't that pretty risky? Oh, sorry.
Here's my theory on this. Usually people who try to sell their home either owe more than what the market value says it's worth, or they've had a really bad experience with another realtor.
But that shouldn't preclude you from...
But it does.
listing.
If their realtor has not shown the property, if they don't feel like that they've done enough to earn the commission they were charging, then a lot of people feel like, well, I could do it myself. The problem comes in if you're moving into Panama City, you're probably going to call a realtor and have that realtor just show you property. You're not going to take the time to research out or drive around and see who's got a for sale by owner sign. A lot of times the for sale by owner guy works during the day and he's not able to show it at the convenience of that buyer, so they move on to someone else anyway,
Right.
or another property. So in the long run, they would have probably saved money because the home would have sold quicker. Even though they had to pay the commission, they would have saved money overall. I love to show for sale by owners how I can save them money. There's one beautiful home that's on 390. It's been sitting there, I know, for 3 or 4 months. I put a house in Callaway on the market Monday, and I entered 3 offers before I walked in the door here.
Yes.
It's been 3 days. So if I sell that house, and it will sell this week, and it'll close probably within the next 30 days. But his house has been sitting over there for 3 months, so guess what? He's been making a mortgage payment for 3 months.
Right.
And so, it is risky.
Yeah, to me, it's very risky to want to take on that and sell it yourself as an owner. I'm like, nope, let the pros do it. It's not what I do. So,
Yeah.
I just wouldn't even consider it.
Well, right now, we have such a low inventory of homes on the market.
Oh, is that right?
That they are selling very, very, very quickly. If your home is in really good condition and you allow me to get in there and show it when I need to, chances are it's going to be sold within the first 15 to 30 days.
Wow.
Or at least under contract, should I
I had
say.
no idea the market was that hot.
It is
and supply
completely
was that low.
changed in the last 3 years, yes.
I was going to say 5 years ago, they were giving stuff away.
Right. Not anymore. Not in Panama City.
So Panama City is on the rebound as far as real estate goes?
Absolutely. And it's
Good.
only going to get better.
Good.
If we get those planes in out at Tyndall.
Horror of horrors, that means more traffic and growth.
Oh, yes, lots and lots of traffic. So everybody, I have my fingers crossed on
Increase the tax base.
And,
I believe it'll come.
Yeah.
I believe it'll come.
Just a few details to work out, but I think we'll get them. And Panama City is going to continue to grow and change. In 5 years, it's going to be unrecognizable, I'm sure.
Good. All right, now let's recap and work our way backwards. So we're at real estate. We're going to recap about you got somebody new join your team who's pretty well known
Absolutely.
in Bay County because he not only did his stint at Patches for years, but he's a local comedian and he's a funny guy. That doesn't mean he can tell short jokes about me, but
He
usually
might.
does. Yeah, he usually does. So,
He might. So on March the 24th from 9 a.m. until 11, we're going to do a buyer seminar open to the public. Jeff will be there to let us in. It'll just be our meeting in the back. And we'll be out of there by 11 o'clock. We'll be serving coffee, donuts.
the big meeting room.
The big meeting room, yes. Well, we can even use the little meeting room if we don't get a lot of people, because
I think you
have you
will.
been there? That
Yeah.
is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
The new meeting room in the back.
Yep.
So I'm hoping. I'm advertising it out at Tyndall, and we've also got a Facebook. I'm advertising it on the Facebook page. So that's going to be really, really it's good and informative. Good information for anybody, whether you're looking to buy in the next 2 weeks or 2 years. You just need to be armed with the right knowledge. Yes, I know you can go to Google, but don't always trust what you read on the internet.
Exactly.
And especially Zillow and Zestimates.
Yeah,
Don't even get me started on the Zestimate.
Yeah, I know. And then we've got the Easter egg.
The Easter egg hunt on April the 1st. That will be Easter Sunday. 1:30 Easter egg hunt. 2:30 we're going to be doing the potluck. Bring a dish. I believe I heard a ham and turkey will be cooked at the post.
Food again.
Food again. Always have food at the post.
Yep.
And this Saturday, the auxiliary will be doing corned beef and cabbage at 6 o'clock
Patty's.
for St. Patty's. That's right. And then we go into our National Vietnam War Veterans Day.
29 March,
Yes.
1800.
Be there
Yeah.
early.
Gonna have some food too.
Come and enjoy some fellowship and ceremony
And dead yard bird to eat.
and good food. Good food.
American Legion Post 392, 535 Oak Avenue, I believe is the street address.
Correct.
Right downtown by the old Coca-Cola and the post office. If you haven't been down, go down. Good post, good people, just like all the others are, not leaving anybody out.
Right.
But we all need to support each other, so go on down there and let's support. I hope to see you there. I'll be there on the 29th. So
Good.
thanks again.
Thank you for helping me get the word out.
Yep.
And I hope we have a
Love you,
big,
girl. Me
big
love you a long
turnout.
time.
Oh, I love you too.
Till next time, Military Hour. Later.